find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field, Philly. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Watch the whip.
LaShawn McCoy, the 31-year-old running back, his first carry. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. And now the offense for Detroit.
LaShawn McCoy, yes, he deserves the spotlight. This guy's one of the most talented backs in the NFL, both receiving and rushing. In fact, over 1,000 yards 6 times in his NFL career. Look for LaShawn McCoy to be one of the top producers in the NFL this season.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the yard line. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's Brissett. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
And McCoy loses the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Here now a look at LaShawn McCoy. He's probably a little angry at himself. It was his fumble, obviously, a moment ago that led to the scoop and score touchdown that has him down early.
And now we find out about the psychology aspect of being a coach. Because when you have a guy that's just happened, some people want to take him out of the game immediately. Others say, you know something? Let's feed him the ball again next series and see if he's going to be able to atone for it. Let's see what they decide to do.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards. And it'll be second down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Here.
They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. The numbers last week for Shady McCoy. 14 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown.
Are we playing old school football now? We've got the top 10 rusher in the league. He's sitting at number 10, but he has a chance to move up with a big-time game. So expect that offensive line every time they go to the bench and tell the offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. McCoy. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Quickly now, a look at the Eagles' offensive starters.
And we take a long look at Ezekiel Elliott, who led the league in rushing 2 out of the last 3 years. Certainly built to handle a huge workload. He led the league in total touches a season ago.
On second down, it's Elliott. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those. I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Elliott, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
brings up 3rd and 5.
There we go. Go ahead, tight into the right, boy. Tight into the right. Move.
Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. They're on the march, but facing a third down here. This is Elliott. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Prescott on 4th down, and that is going to be incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th, and the Lions will take over. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a...
And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield, and it's picked up by the Eagles, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. On second down, Elliott. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. And he's got Sanu. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Mohamed Sanu is a guy that is often overlooked because he just quietly goes about his business. But how about last season? Had a career-high 838 yards on 66 catches, and he can also play Wildcat quarterback for you as well.
A first down carry by Elliott. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now the second down throw on target. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a fourth down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it.
Check the backer, check the backer. Here we go, go to 54, go to 54, right.
Prescott to throw on fourth. Caught by Sanu. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
I know it's a cliche, but he's a Stanford kid, so his ability to read and diagnose and make a play, you kind of figure he's got that, and he does. Nice play by Justin Reed getting near the line of scrimmage and making the tackle, but he can play the deep ball as well. Patrol center field. I just love all of his skill attributes, and when you really need him, he can jump into the slot and cover guys as well.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler, Byron Jones. And he will... Interception return for a Lions touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. This will be fielded at the 8. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
To throw is Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because that incompletion. On 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Throw, Prescott. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction.
55, my guy, 55.
On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but do you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. All right, there's no doubt about it. People wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He finds McCoy. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down. So they go pass on 3rd and 2. They complete it, but no gain. Should they have tried to run it?
I thought that running the ball in that situation is what they would have done because at worst case scenario, you may bring up a 4th down decision for your team. Instead, now, they're not close to the 1st down.
On is Josh Lambeau for the field goal try. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. The kick by Lambo is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Now, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front of the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. And we will skip the highlight show this week, get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Elliott on first down going absolutely nowhere as he'll lose about 3 on the play. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. And a reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. They've really been able to contain Alshon Jeffrey. That catch a rare exception in this game.
And that's a feather in their cap because he's such a tone setter for his team on offense that they try and get him the ball early. And, of course, what comes after that is often. And for them to limit him and him not catch a ball until the second half, it's a big reason why his team is behind on the scoreboard.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Here's Elliott. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Running for the first time with a fullback, C.J. Ham. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
It's a keeper with Prescott. And able to follow his center and pick up the first. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
3rd and 2 and a good quarterback sneak. I know they got it. I have to believe the head coach had said, this is 4-down territory for us. We're going to try and pick it up no matter what.
I'm thinking the same thing because a sneak, you only think the inches, a foot, maybe 2 full yards. That's tough to get done.
Yeah, normally 3rd and 2, that's quarterback draw, not quarterback sneak.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They go to Elliott again. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. They'll run on 1st down. Blunt. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and there's creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the 2nd half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Inside give to Ham, the fullback. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Oh, yeah.
Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Watch the shift. Sponge. Go to 54. Go to 54.
On the sneak, it's Prescott. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different?
True.
You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Delay of game, offense.
Tried the hard count, but to no avail.
Trying to do anything to get them to jump off sides and pick up a first down easily. Instead, it goes against them.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Brissett. That's into the hands of Pascal. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. To throw is Brissett. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Brissett. They'll set up the screen to McCoy. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. He'll look to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. They'll look to throw. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Come on, QB, come on.
They'll run with Elliott. Uses the stiff arm. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
From midfield now on 2nd down. Press for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
50, choose the mic right here, over there, right? 50, choose the mic. It's a party now.
Elliott. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Philadelphia, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. Home